So I found your message 6 years ago and studied it, and my life has changed beyond my wildest dreams. I have created a multi-million-dollar business. I have 100 employees that I love, and I have a beautiful family, and I'm getting to know what I want in a relationship more and more and more, and I'm really excited for that relationship to come. And so everything is amazing. And then there's this little tiny thought that comes up, and it's like,
yeah, well, let's activate it, especially if it's troubling.
Oh no.
Especially if it's a hindering thought. Let's bring it out into the light, and let's make it bigger.
I know, I feel silly just even bringing it up.
Then why would you? Why would you? If you want something to dissipate, don't talk about it.
Okay.
If you want something to dissipate, don't discuss it. Don't bring it up. Don't think about it.
Okay.
Is this hard? Conceptually, it is so easy. But why is it difficult? Because the thought has momentum, because you keep thinking about it. So, Abraham, the thought has momentum, so I can't stop thinking about it, but I've got to stop thinking about it in order to stop the momentum. Abraham, I can't stop thinking about it because it has momentum, and the reason it has momentum is because I keep thinking about it. Is there a way out of this? And we say, think about other things, or think about that in more general terms. And we would do both. In other words, we think about everything else. We think about all the things that are going well. We just think about it. If your point of attraction is about what's vibrationally active in you, and you've got 10 subjects that you can think about that all feel good and one that doesn't, isn't it logical that if you just think about the 10 that feel good, that in time the one that doesn't would get crowded out?
That's good.
Just keep making lists of positive aspects. If it has momentum, I can't stop thinking about it because law of attraction keeps delivering thoughts about it to me and evidence of it to me. So how do I soften it? And we say by stepping back into a less wobbly place about it, which means less specific, more general. So tell us the most general version of it that you can, which means the emotional version of it.
The most general version
is
that bad thought?
Yes. And it is the emotional version. So in an emotional word or two, tell us about this subject from an emotional version. With emotional.
So sometimes I
Wait,
get...
Wait, too many words already.
Oh. Okay.
We just want you to break it down into one or maybe two emotional words that tell us about whatever this subject is.
I get scared.
Fear. All right, so that's really good. So fear is the indicator of the vibration that I've got going on. So are you afraid of everything?
No.
Are you afraid of most things?
Some, not most.
Is there very much really to be afraid of?
Not too much.
Do you stand in pretty much a stable place?
Yes.
Do you have any other emotions other than fear?
Yes.
Do you have emotions such as love?
Yes.
Is there anyone that you love?
Yes.
Do you have emotions such as enthusiasm?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were telling us about that earlier. And so you're saying to us that you feel a lot of emotions. Would you say that more of the emotions that you feel good to you?
Yes.
So you have nothing to fear ever. You have nothing to fear ever. If all of that is true, and it is, you've got a good vibrational balance going. We want to say to you that anyone and everyone could be reduced to fear because someone could get you fixated on something and cause you to focus long enough that you would lose your alignment. But it doesn't mean because that's valid. It only means that you have temporarily focused yourself out of alignment with the energy that gives you the other emotions that feel better. Doesn't that make perfect sense to you? Oh, blessed fear. I love this feeling of fear because this feeling in my belly is my indication of whether I'm a master of the energy right now. Often I'm a master of the energy because I feel elation, I feel clarity, I feel vitality, I feel enthusiasm. And sometimes not such a master of the energy like now, but I am often a master of the energy. That's all it is. All that fear is an indication of what you're doing with the energy. It doesn't have any attachment to anything else. You're really going to like this. We've never said it before. It's the most brilliant thing that you've ever heard about this. It's going to bring so many things into clarity for so many of you. So do you get it that in the early stages of something, there is less momentum? And is it logical to you, knowing what you know about law of attraction, that the more momentum there is, then the greater detail and the greater manifestation power? Would you say that the physical flesh, blood, and bone, physical knock-on-wood world that you live in, that it is the detailed, more faster moving energy that's out here on the leading edge? It's manifested, it's the momentum. Would you say that there's an emotion, and that the emotion is the early stage of the manifestation, and that the more that that emotion exists and the bigger the manifestation gets, that then there's a bigger manifestation that more can see? You following what we're getting at? It took a little while for Esther to spit that out, but you got it, didn't you? In other words, there's more speed and there's more manifestation once something's been going for a while, and the emotion is back here at the basis of it. Let's say that you've got some great big wonderful thing, and back at the beginning of it is an emotion that feels really good. Let's say you've got some great big, not very good feeling thing, and at the very beginning of it is emotion that doesn't feel very good. What we're saying to you is, if you can take that bad feeling emotion back to the basis, which means talk about the emotion, not about the manifestations, not about the details, focus on the emotion, you can shift the emotion from one of fear to one of feeling good really, really easily, and then the manifestations must adjust themselves. And if you don't do that, if you're doing what our friend was doing a little bit earlier, if you're trying to weigh the pros and the cons and you're dancing all around it and you're trying to explain things and you're trying to figure out how you got here and trying to blame others for being here or blame yourself for being here, then you just keep yourself out there where you have no power. You got to get back to that vibrational center. Doesn't that make perfect sense to you? Yes. So rather than trying to solve your fears by taking the manifestation in its fullest blown sense in the way it is appearing in your life experience and sorting it out there in the details, instead, don't give your attention to those details. Give your attention to the way you feel, and then remind yourself that you have control over the way you feel, and watch how every demon, everything that you do not want, must cease to exist in your experience, because you have taken its power away at its root.
You said it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. How do I get to know more that it's done already?
By accepting that what we mean is it's vibrationally done, which means it is a vibrational reality that, like the Tibetan bowl that Esther is listening for, the vibration is still there, but Esther can't hear it because her ear doesn't have the capacity to keep hearing the fineness of that vibration. So by recognizing that it's done and that it's in a vibrational state that you have to tune to in order to perceive it. How are you turning thoughts to things anyway? Don't you wonder about that? You got to wonder about that. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd be wondering about that. Abraham, you're blabbing all day, every day about this vibrational universe, and here we are with flesh, blood, bone, stuff, sticks, rocks, things. How do these thoughts that are in the vortex end up in a reality out here on the leading edge? And we say, you realize them into being. You realize them into being. So you're so... we love you so much. You are so, you know what's coming next. We love you so much. You are so infatuated with your ability to define reality through your physical senses that all that stuff that's been created before that you can now see and hear and smell and taste and touch because it's been around, you've been defining it through your eyes for so long, you've got this misunderstanding. Don't you wonder how the expansion takes place? Do you know you're not trucking in stuff from other planets? There's no resources coming in from other places. You are the bunch of you in a very lovely balance, interacting with each other and coming to conclusions of things that you prefer. And those preferences become a vibrational reality that you gradually make your way into realization of. There's a key here. The word realization, best word Esther has ever found to express a point that we were wanting to make in a moment. You realize it. This morning, Esther had a hairbrush that she was combing her hair with because she was waiting for her breakfast. She was doing it at her dining room table because she wanted to be sure that she heard the knock on the door when the food arrived. So she brought all of her things in. So it was funny, all of her contraptions in the living room instead of in the bathroom. And she dropped it, and it bounced into another world. Esther said, now come on. It was in my hand. It was here. Now where is it? Where did it go? How far could it go? It's just a little blue plastic thing. How far could it go? It was way across the room, and it was faster than the eye could see. It was faster than her ability to comprehend it. It moved faster than she could see it. And so what you want to do, silly analogy, we know. It was there. She eventually found it. She couldn't believe where she found it. Couldn't believe it. And she thought, that was like a magic trick. It's like I did a magic trick on myself, because it went much further than the momentum seemed to indicate that it should have gone. Well, we want you to begin noticing that you're turning thoughts to things. You're turning thoughts to things. You're turning thoughts to emotions. You're turning vibration to emotion. You are discerning vibration. Think about that bowl and think about how the vibration still exists. Every vibration that has ever been on, every thought that has ever been thought still exists. This is the time for mastery of vibration, because there is more vibration in the mix than ever before. And so when you, brilliant, genius creators that you are, when you tune, when you understand that it is a vibrational universe, and you understand, the importance, the value, the perfection of your emotions, which are the key to your mastery of your energy. Not the mastery to the energy of the world. That's all in perfect place. The key to the mastery of the energy between you and you. The mastery, all you got to do is master the energy between your desire and your belief. That's your mastery endeavor, which means just got to soothe yourself, just got to soothe yourself, just got to soothe yourself. Because you're already worthy enough. You don't have to get any more marks on the chart. You're already talented enough. You don't have to take any more classes. You're already knowing enough. Your source energy in a physical body. You just got to be nice enough to yourself. You just got to find some way to soothe yourself right now, to soothe yourself into the realization of everything that you've been asking for, to soothe yourself into your millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, to soothe yourself into the vitality of your physical body, to soothe yourself. You're not ever again going to be mean to yourself or anyone else and not remember this conversation. You are a unique and magnificent collection of consciousness. Oh, never been a day like this. Never been moving forward like this. Never been alignment like this. Those of you here in the room and all around the world, you are on the leading edge of creation. Most important, you have discovered today what alignment feels like unconditionally. That is the key, isn't it? Don't let the conditions that have been created by past momentum be the perpetuating factor in the momentum that's coming. You get to make new decisions in every day. You get to decide who you are now. You get to control the course of your experience. But before you can control the course of your experience, you have to gain mastery over the vibration between your desires and your beliefs. And today, over and over and over again, you found the peace in that, haven't you? So chill out, be easier, get more general, soothe yourself more and others. And if you've got somebody in your life that's hard to soothe, leave them alone. Do not sacrifice your well-being by trying to soothe the unsoothable. Because eventually, if you don't try to soothe the unsoothable, if you soothe yourself, eventually you'll be so soothed, no one will be unsoothable for you. No one will cause wobble in your vibration when your vibration is really secure. But until it is, don't let their wobble make you wobble.